Ghost
muted,
doesn't.
so I could still can't do a review on
No
this
way.
restaurant. But let's talk about it at least on Haven as we start things off here with Ghost on the attack. This is a good advantage for Energy to start because this has been a map where Ghost has been so good on. And now they have a chance to actually play more reactively. And it's a decoy coming out from long A, and a Proto who gets flashed by that. That's Som playing towards this long A side. And he also has the gate crash available if he needs to. Actually, it's currently off. There's a Haunt coming out as well, as Ghosts are trying to fight back towards the long A side.
That was a neat little play to get that across. We see the rotation back from the defense to C. And now everything cuts audio. Reset. You see him prepping. Throws over the wall here, coming from the side of John Cutie, rather, and they get into the site. Brock with one, Koala another, man's.
All right, well, this is going to be Ghost overwhelming and fighting into the A site as Brock indeed goes for another headshot, leaving Ethan and Hayes, the last two players, going on this rotate as Ghost gets to spike down. One towards the Heaven side and the other one towards the spawn. And that is going to be Ethan waiting for this Haunt to come back so he could actually set it up. The paranoia from spawn side, the Haunt into the site. But we stay at least in close corridors under a hell on this double setup from Ghost.
Nicely played, having so many flashes, so much util, a lot of firepower coming in with this squad. The Breach, you can smoke everything off with the Astra. The Ghost doing really well to kind of feel at the beginning of the round, allow Energy to reset positionings and not really set up a strong defense, but not a weak one either. Just get them spread out enough to make sure that A hit with the swarm of utility went in favor of Ghost. Let's see how they continue to play that. We'll keep an eye on Sam's Yoru from round to round here. Our trademarks were more focused towards C this round as we see that towards A for Ghost here. Looks like they'll default a little bit to see if Energy is going to go for any buy pressure.
Continuing right now with the Ethan and Som pressuring towards the A side.
Yeah.
I like the little combination he talked about on the desk here, Riv, of how it's going to be nice, the amount of utility that's going to come out of Som, and I think that combination with what Ethan has as that fade is going to bring a lot here into the defense for Energy on the A site.
It's neat. It's a neat combo. I want to see what they can make out of it, right? They're already playing next to each other, Ethan and Som, as you were saying, and creeping up, as you should. I mean, if you're going to play Yoru on the defensive lines, what are you playing? So already Som pushing up with that shorty, trying to get close. And that default is somewhat spreading towards mid here for Ghost. They're going to go ahead and Boomba. EU almost makes it out of that one, but he is going to get hit by the Prowler.
Yeah, probably hunted down by Nismo on top of that, too. Nice combination, and we're trying to counter back towards the back flank, but that's Nismo to continue to save his teammates. That's a player advantage going out on the attacker side. Koala Noob looking down towards the sewers where they never thought that anybody was there for Energy side, and things are looking good here for Ghost to capitalize and turn around that piss around victory.
Slow rolling around here for Koala Noob. Nice try by Energy. Tex had a good roam towards mid if you saw it throughout the round. He kind of pushed up almost all the way, backed up, no one cleared him, so he was able to get those few shots going into garage. Energy still trying to get under the skin of Ghost here, but 2 quick rounds for Ghost. Looking solid to start. We'll see what they can provide here for their first bonus round. They set up the same trademark as last round. Garage trademark here for the side of Energy. And looks like we might get our first bit of tension here as they suss out what's going to happen mid.
Yeah, at least on the attacker side, looking to what they could do, a default a little bit here, watching these garage doors, trying to see if anybody's going to peek out, maybe a teleportation coming out from Texas position, but he's just holding strong here in this garage. There's that battle, forcing a TP away, and it's still going to be map control gained by Ghost, who are going to move very quickly into the C site. You see the combination, the retaliation from Hayes with the counter flash as well, but it's still going to be Energy lighting up the scoreboard this time, leaving Nismo on his own, or should I say Proto on his own, who then gets picked off here by Som on a fast there.
Som already with the plays. We see the cross-map plays coming in. Combine that with the chamber. I just punched my microphone. I don't know if you heard that. I'm getting excited over here. Som got a smoke from Hayes at the beginning of this round. You see it still over there on short A at Garden. And that's exactly where Som was too. But wait, he's in the back of C now. Yeah. They completely bolster the strength of C. Som picks that one up, and everybody else is safe enough to hold their positions. Nobody gets pushed out by that swarm of util Ghost has been using. Awesome cross-map defensive play there by Energy to show how they're going to use this Yoru so far.
So good, actually, from the first look of it as well.
And he has it set up again, Vance.
Exactly, the gate crash towards that C site for Som, but Ethan's playing the close corridor, so he's going to need some help. He's going to need some flashes. He's going to be needing to get some trades out on the defender side. The Koala Noob gets the kill through the smoke, the second one onto Som.
Vandal spams. We've been seeing more Vandals come out of those smokes with the win. And there's another one already. This round getting spicy here is that bonus did not go in the favor of Ghost, and they wanted to get right in the face of Energy to start off. They've traded 2 for 1 so far, as Energy looks to lick their wounds here and set up a bit of a 3-man defense on Sewers.
Attacker side, ult here coming out from Ghost.
Oh, that
double peek coming in from Sewers. It's spotted by a Proto, gets denied, but that's 2 players spotted, at least on the attacker side, getting ready for this one, and they're starting to walk back. And look even at this minimap, Rivington. We actually have a rotate back from Hayes, too, just in case, so they're reading this perfectly from Energy's side.
Yeah, he already was starting to trail over it, doing a great job of feeling that tempo of Ghost right now. Left. And they have gone kind of from site to site. They've been touch and go on a few plays already, so it's good for Energy to read that consistency. And again, same trademarks we're seeing here, so they have time to play the map, and that's exactly what we're getting here. 15 seconds to get that spike down on C.
Paranoia misses the flash.
10 seconds
now
left.
Hayes is playing the back of the site. Easy kill onto Brock, trying to get the spray.
So
and the kill onto John Cutie. There's no time left on the clock.
That's it.
Somehow, John Cutie decides to go for the swing and the trade instead of the plant. And that allows Hayes to get the triple kill and put Energy on the board to tie up the game.
You know, it's not his birthday, but he might as well just wear that birthday hat all the time after rounds
yeah.
like that. 5 and 3, the controller controlling, as C has been getting a bit of attention here. We saw him come up huge just a few rounds ago here. Solo play and even shoulder peeks just to grab tour de force shot out of Koala Noob, who has been hot in their past series, still 6 and 3 here. So nice job to kind of mess with that flow that Ghost has been feeling. Brings it back to 2-2 here. Vans, those trademarks don't seem like they're getting too moved, but again, a bit of a default as we get instant fault lines to slow things down.
Yeah. Even a fake out to come out here from Som, realizing from that information, especially a Prowler coming in towards Sewers. They know the A side's clear. Look how fast his rotation is coming out from Energy.
Yeah, they're kind of just leaving the sites, right? Getting themselves into position to use util to retake. I mean, Fade and Yoru aren't going to really do too much alone. They can get you flashed, but you're probably still going to overwhelm. So great choice by Energy to set up here. And Ghost as well, saying, how much are you going to peek us? We've gone down 2 rounds. They want these Sheriffs to go to work this round. It looks like it might be through B. Tempted there, but slowed down.
As well. EU, though, does get the first blood. We're trying to get a creep inside that smoke, but Ethan was ready for that. So this is going to make the plant a little more difficult here for Ghost to get into the site and try to get a plant in this B site. To decide to pull back and cut noise just for a bit. Re-execute to the site, knowing that if they go into garage, most likely there's going to be a trap there. So Brock trying to just creep in slowly with help from John Cutie, at least trying to go for the double swing trade, but there's just so many members of Energy inside this B site. Okay, Proto.
Proto.
We've talked about his Sheriff so long ago, and it's good to see it ring once again.
Energy weather that storm. Ghost doing a little bit of damage, but Energy seemed like they had control of the round completely here. A lot of ults online. This is where it starts to get real spicy. 6, 7, 8 on these rounds. Nismo's close. Koala Noob just got away from that, but has the operator. So you're almost looking at the same. And we'll see where Ghost Gaming walks with Brock, because that's going to be a big play for the Rolling Thunder. Looks like a big focus on A as they congregate over there towards Garden. Are we going to get a peek out of mid here by Tex, though? Can you get early info to stop this?
It is very
whole
aggressive
team
going in here, and even the Yoru pushing forward, and that's stopped by Nismo. That's a huge first blood, but there's still 2 more players from Energy down towards Sewers, and a rotation's coming out from EU as well. But we talked about the ultimates at the beginning of the round. There's a lot that could suppress the push into the A site. A big battle coming in, the gun sticking out from the Dolphus of Tex.
Oh my gosh.
And Proto's just going to be ready for that one. Should be
Not
the
like
easy kill.
this.
People should be rotating back from Ghost or start to re-hit after cutting noise. This is why utility is also coming out from Energy. At least a Prowler from the long A side. The op shot coming out against Hayes. The swing out as John Cutie greets him with the bullet between the eyes. And now EU answers back from long side of it. You already saw Ghost booking it back towards the C site.
And again, Ghost touch and go. They play that and really reading the awareness well of how much defense Energy put to stopping what was happening at A, right? So they immediately say, well, we haven't covered mid as usual. Pull back a Proto. Just seeing the edge of the tour de force there, able to come up with that play. So a really great kind of early to mid-round read there by Ghost to reset this play that Energy also had a good read on. They're kind of just butting heads, and it's who can come out on top after that right now.
I agree. Because you saw the amount of utility that was used into
It
that
was a lot.
execution from Energy on a defense. We went from a fault line to a paranoia to the decoy that came out from the Yoru, and then suddenly it's still going to be Nismo that doesn't shoot the fake out and actually wins the fight against Som, knowing which one's their Yoru to shoot, and that was a huge opening blood to allow Ghost to tie up this game.
So Energy, a strong push on that one. Setting the pace, get confident with that, and Ghost absorb it. So we do see that Energy trying to take control of that flow. Not give Ghost too much control. They're back on the ultimates now. And Energy didn't have to use too many that round. So this could be the explosive one that starts to decide where this 3-3 goes. Maybe still punch for punch. It seems like they have each other on that read. And now in kind of the momentum in favor of Ghost, I'd say here. Doesn't seem like they're going to pile everybody into one spot. And with the spike down, gate crash towards BC. It looks like they make it a bit of mid-pressure here in the mid-round.
Utility on both ends just to nullify A side control, but it's going to be won by Tex, who gets a fourth position with his operator down towards sewers. Meanwhile, though, you could see the setup. A huge stack going in from Energy towards mid and C side because of all the ultimates that they could use for the retake on A. So Ghost, this sign, and knowing that, will just fight against them on this B side to start.
Good Prowler to start. It's Som aware. Ghost will reset here as they're looking for Qualinu to get this first pick. I mean, if it's not him, we see Nismo on those first kills, right? Van's just blast packing in the showstoppers there, and that could be the possibility as Nismo is the first step into that garage. There's Nightfall. No pressure just yet as they see how Energy is going to react to this.
They're already setting up here from the ceiling side just to battle into the C main. So John Judy's playing just under that window side. There's a frontline Elise coming out, a Nightmare coming out, Elise from NRG, as Showstopper is going to try to counteract. Lots of flashes coming in as Som is coming out of another dimension, but still stopped by Nismo. Still after this close plant, the retake's coming back here from Energy, and it's up towards this garage ramp. As the smoke comes towards the front side. This is looking really good here for Energy to try to retake the site, because this smoke is going to be a lot. Gonna have to try to spray it across a huge flash, but a trade comes out from Qualinu. That defuse is about to come in, and on a 3 versus 1, Energy is gonna get it.
Wow. Just leaving the site. We kind of heard the analyst talk about this, is playing a bit more of a retake style. Well, that right there, it was a retake style from Energy. Ghost with nice movement around the map to kind of penetrate through to garage. And then we saw 3 members of Energy actually right outside that garage window. And even EU with his arm out and ready to fault line as they went in for plants to already start a bit of disruption and get those dominoes falling. Really nice trap they set for Ghost there. We're still on a gun round here, but the armor for Energy continues to dwindle. So you see how much it hurts as their members go down, even with the round wins in their favor. Crash over towards C. A big push here by Som Vans. Oh, my word. He's got backup by EU as well. Can get out, get a fault line or a flash just over his shoulder. And still a Proto, though, on this lurk. He's come up big on it before, and they're getting a bit of temptation over here at A.
Som was holding the angle, but the battle didn't come out here. The Proto was able to push him back, so the rest of Ghost are pushing inside this A side. Hayes is up towards the heaven side. Where's that smoke? It couldn't come out because the Proto was so busy trying to fight out Som. They lose a player in the process, but at least they get a plan.
Great call there. There was a distraction forward, the smoker on the side of Ghost. They pay for it. Hayes goes down, though. They get the retribution, and Nismo cleans it up. Does he repair the mistake?
What a
combo.
combo.
It seems like it's so far 2 to the top side. They're going to have to drop into the site. And it's going to be a tough one here for Energy to execute on the post plant. EU, though. Frisbee's a blast pack up towards window, and a Proto will finally find a frag at the end of the round. The ultimates seem right into garage every time almost. Ghosts is moved, and it makes me think they're going to go back to a bit of C pressure here for this round.
Wanting to use the operator back towards the long A side when they have the operator in hand. He's done it towards sewers as well. Speaking about Tex, once again, you have a stack more numbers towards the C side. Utility to start things off. Fault line coming in on that decoy. The flash comes out, but that's going to be it. just for a bit. It's just going to be Yoru in the back of the site. Som's getting pushed forward. Going for that flash around the corner, but here comes Cavalry towards that C garage side, and it's going to be a Proto and Nismo making it a 3 versus 1. Only the operator left here for Energy. As the off angle is out there, the elbow's out, and Nismo gets a 4K. And this guy and his entries and his support on that C site on this map against Ghost has also been a treat to watch.
I mean, everybody trusting each other there from Ghost. If Energy kind of went from one round of playing outside the site, this round they played in and they paid for it with the fault line coming through. The flashes through default, as you see, they turn the corner and Sam can't see a damn thing because Breach is Brock is all the way down at the end of C, safe with Spike, firing flashes over his teammate's shoulders. Really nice scaling of the site there for Ghost to get behind default and make sure they got the frags necessary. Off the rip here, Vans. A little bit of A control for Ghost.
Very quick. We tried to get some satchels into the sewers too, but the fault line stops him for a bit, so Nismo, one of the key players that previous round, is just slowed down in his tracks towards sewers. Texas trying to walk down on the op shot, and Nismo gets the first blood. Ethan, the second line of defense, as he's trying to just go for the jiggle peek and get the information if anybody else is peeking out. But Ghosts are just doing a good job just to hold their angles, playing it very cautiously, cutting noise after the first blood.
And Energy trying to play a little bit of the info game before they play the fight game now. Hayes pushed up. Some calls for a controller at A. He smokes all the way over, and he may have to get a move on this one. No ultimate for him. So he throws out another smoke and still waits for the full execution call from his team. Energy's ready for an A play, though.
Ethan goes to work there for 2 kills from Hell. And here comes a showstopper on the attack that answers back onto Sam, but Ethan is still in the back at Hell side. The double swing Nismo once again. 3rd kill on the board as Hayes is going for that flank. Against who? Nobody yet. Up towards the sewer side as the spike gets picked up. Swing comes out, and somehow with a fake plant, Nismo gets a quad here for Team Ghost.
We said if it wasn't Koala Noob coming in with any of the operators or the tour de force, Nismo is going to be there on the opening frags. Blast packs down into short. They wait patiently, and they've almost executed that a few times. The side of Ghost has Vansili. And getting in there and then backing up has been what they did in the rounds before. There they waited for Energy to see if the space was clear and then receive the kills instead of looking across the map. So a little switch up variation from Ghost as they finally separate few rounds between themselves and Energy, and Koala Noob is back to the operator as we see after a round on the Vandal.
With a full pop into C side, 4 players move up towards long and your Proto watching the flank, and we still see that same fault line that allowed that space to be taken, but this is just easily given away by Energy because they could have worked with the Rolling Thunder.
Yes, exactly. More of a retake style. Once again, that utility is in place, so they all set up. A method to the madness. Again, the Nightfall, the Rolling Thunder. Will it be the Rolling Blunder? Is Energy trying to enter the site here, Vans? What can they produce?
Hayes at least produces 1 kill on the retake as Nismo gets caught by the Nightfall, swings out for the fight, another towards Garage. The game sense out of this guy, but no kills, unfortunately. Last 2 players of Brock and John Cutie down towards the long seaside, and we know how Brock is in these situations where they're at a disadvantage. The first headshot onto Ethan. He goes for the fault line long range. The Rolling Thunder on top of that is halfway the fuse. That hits
Smoke
2
is
players
perfect
and forces them back, and that clock is still ticking down. What a shot there onto Sam. A 2 versus 1 as John Cutie gets the kill. Hayes gets the second one. He's trying to come in with the defuse on a 4K. Will he get it? Not enough time as Ghost will get the round.
What are these rounds? Energy almost brings it back within reach to find a 6-6 first half, but Ghost says no, they want a little more and stretch another round out. 7-4 as we see the final round of our first half. Absolutely incredible stuff there to delay the defuse, especially with the smoke perfectly placed for someone to do it just outside of range. The util usage there, you called it, Brock, in the situations, shining bright. What a round.
Breaking the econ for Energy in this last round, but thankfully they still have the ult from Tex. And that battle comes back and ensues towards the A site to start things off, and Nismo's just waiting for that first blood once again against Sam. A gate crash forced out from the paint shells, and that's a big win to start things off here for Ghost.
This team honestly continues to surprise you, Vans. I cannot wait. I'm so glad we have more of this series. That's how it works, right? Already ecstatic
least
with
another
this
map.
game. Already. So Gate Crash goes over towards A. Energy has it in the back of their mind that Ghost may want to crash again onto a site, but look at the spread of Ghost. Again, to this bit of a default. Fade and Sewers on the side of Energy. We see that as Ethan looking to make the calls. And they have EU set up in the back. If he has to fault line long or is the fault line short, they have that possibility. So we're seeing how they can get around this map and move. As it looks like Ghost will finalize towards C. What a distraction this could cause.
Oh, he eats that boombot too, thinking he could kill it.
He wanted to take the
forces
fight.
now Som to rotate back and look. The C site's a
left.
little bit open, but thankfully the Sixth Sense comes out here for Som. He stays behind default. He gets dinked through the boxes too.
Oh my.
Gets gravity well. The aftershock. He's trying to hide anywhere that he can, and he decides to go for the smoke. Here comes the Nightfall out for the Fade side on the attack. Som comes out. And it's still going to be some couple of trades in. 10 seconds left on that quad. John Cute and Koala Noob just letting it.
Yeah, Ghost have seemed to refine this composition here. That attack side was fantastic. We'll see how they defend, and you're right, we'll see how Energy now uses this Fade, this Yoru, all the util they have to go forward, and it is instant B plant here, and it's not the jet, it's not the dash out. They're making sure they just gate crash to safety.
Like that. Officers coming in too. No pressure coming out from Ghost. They were working the extremities, and they still are with 3 players in that choke. It's waited and watched by EU. Alert that's trying to come out from the garage side, greeted by your Proto. That brings up another fight that a Proto wins as well towards the garage. Here comes a Prowler out from Ghost. That forces out once again the attackers back into the spawn site, back out of position. A Haze still continuing to go to work in a 3 versus 2, and the defuse is definitely coming in. Haze is trying to do as much as he can, but that defuse is going to happen for Ghost, and they get the pistol.
Spectacular showing of patience. You kind of get that feeling like Spike's down. Oh no, we gotta go. And Ghost kind of just took their time, 3 towards the backside. A Proto as well, knowing he had to deal with maybe more than one. Took his time. What a nice little retake there. Great team. Okay. Great teamwork. We call that the classic with cheese. Yeah. Great little teamwork there. And yeah, a pistol round for Ghost that just completely shuts down that quick plant of Energy. And they don't decide to use that money too much. Some will have a share.
Losing both pistols, hurting Energy right now is only with classics. Nismo's pushed forward. The Spectre out. Yes, good job here for Energy to flow it through and trade it out. Crawler at the same time and shots to follow it behind. But no kills connected for John Cutie as the action slows down for a bit with Energy cutting noise. But the flanks coming out at least from grass.
Yeah, quick push all the way out of Rendezvous. So they're looking to hold these positions, at least play for audio if they're not for the frags just yet. No way, Koala Noob's pushing. Of course he is. Doug talked about this on the desk. There's always more that can be taken by pushing, and that's Koala Noob. Here he'll get all the way up the garden, and this is only forward for Energy now, so let's see how the util works and if they are getting far enough away
from Koala utility Noob. Watching it too, so Koala Noob could actually line this all up, and that's a spike down. Last 2 players stuck inside that site. That's going to be an easy sweep for Ghost.
Just a slow suffocation, Vansili. You're like, well, they haven't been here. Process of elimination. Opposing team elimination. That's how that one went down. Ghost, seeing that there was blood in the water there, and they just took the rest. 10-4 here, and you were saying it. You know, the compositions that Ghost is bringing, how fast they've been excelling. A lot of pros as well sharing their opinions that Ghost is one of the most improved teams that we've seen throughout the year. So, yeah, they're showing it, and they have the consistency to back it up here as they're taking on Energy. 10-4, we start this round off. A lot of defense set up towards that C garage side for Ghost side. And Energy looks like they want to poke at this mid again, poke the bear, and see if they can get Ghost to really move around in their defensive setups.
Now, Haunt to start things off didn't ping anybody out, but they're okay with that. They still have information deep inside this B site from this trademark left behind by Koala Noob, allowing 2 players to play inside garage. A little bit more of a passive play into B. On the other end, though, for Energy, they're just going to swarm in and get this plant.
Replay there, a little bit less on the util use too. They kind of get in dry, so they have more for the retake, and I like the BA take. They garrison one side of it with the Haze hold. And again, Ghost patience. They retake, waiting for somebody on the other side of the map to be able to affect the team as well. The opposing team, sorry.
Haze
Windows
in a
heard.
big spot. The rest of them are just going to play inside the site. It's really on the player's inside window to try to pinch back towards the grass. But after that, that's going to be so much information for Hayes. Big paranoia comes out, though. EU gets a kill with the Aftershock, and Hayes still wins 2 fights inside grass. Though, as everything else unravels inside that B site, it's still going to be Energy taking the upper hand.
Ooh. That kind of like, you're praying a little bit. You're putting your hands together. Hey, Hayes doing some dancing there to get out of that situation. Dodges that, sees 2, kind of has a quick distraction on target choice, but target fixation comes into play, and this time it's good. He comes up with that. Energy with a really nice play there. They repeat a play we saw before, but without telling Ghost that they were doing it, right? They went in, got out, and set up defense, and Ghost was like, holy crap, they're in our home territory right now.
Exactly.
Nice play by Energy.
Just because Ghost continues to go with these pushes and flanks around the mid side, just a change of strategy from Energy to push into the A link, making it harder for the C-Link players to get into the B site, was actually a great call by Hayes there on that previous round.
Quick Prowler utility out there from Ethan. Kind of just suss out what's happening across the map. We're not seeing too much yet. It does look like Sam will take a bit of the lead. You see EU behind him for a lot of these plays. They're going to get cover here to move towards sewer, make something happen. And there it's like you see over the shoulder, EU flashes through, and Sam is looking to get these opening frags in here. They don't have the raise to go forward. They're trying to create these off of wide swings and peaks and swarming a site here for the side of Energy. So they have a bit tougher time executing disruption, I feel, for Ghost. See if they can get in here and make that happen. Close quarters. They still have EU. He's sat. That's enough disruption in some cases, and it looks like they are going to be hitting the A site, fans.
As a fake, because the rest of them are towards that grass
left.
side, and then go for a fake as well. You saw that fault line, the fake TP. Everybody's switching back towards the C side, but there's still 2 players of Ghost waiting in here, including a Proto inside his smoke. The swing towards the right, a beautiful Aftershock, allowing a Proto to get that triple kill. And that spiked down with 10 seconds left on the clock. You heard the showstopper coming out of the hands of Nismo. That's just going to be the call here for the last 2 players of Energy to save their weapons for the next.
Able to hold, not really feeling distracted by the utility that they're facing in that situation. A Proto just kind of squats down and mows down a few with his Phantom. 11-5 here in favor of Ghost right now. A really strong showing for the start of this series versus Energy. Both 1-1 in that Group A. So as Smix was saying, this definitely means a lot here. We're pretty deep now into the groups, and there isn't much time left to get the rest of those wins. So here's the play already. Great control, using his own Nebula to describe what this game means for both teams. It looks like Ghost may be able to solidify a game 1 of this series in just a few with how they have now defended the second half. Oh, already toyed with.
Waiting for it.
Satchel out.
The satchel here, Son, the paint shells, the flash. It's just a battle between the 2 duelists.
Oh dear.
Now the swing comes out, and still Nismo that wins it. This guy, he's on a different level today. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Nismo from even today, even last week, actually, now that I think about it.
The fault line plays, the knowledge. You're right, yeah. It's ridiculous the way they're common this utility to really pick apart Energy, especially on that one. And just hiding. We haven't really seen this play from Koala Noob. He's been pushing. What is he doing up there? Yeah. This time playing a very defensive round, and it traps Energy for 2.
But fault line, counter Prowler from the attacker side. A C's on the ground with another flash, but Ethan's still going to stay alive for a bit. Big Rolling Thunder comes out, though, as EU gets that frag. That allows him to push forward. He still has a flash to work with, make that even 2, but that just allows to create space for the rotation from Ethan towards that C site. But here's a Proto, the one that's anchoring all the time. Now he's going to hear this spike pine coming inside C.
30 seconds left.
So good. What a great call for a Proto. He's always been here. Always seems to have a bit of the timing that might catch you in the transition or have just enough to give your team the reliable kill. Not this time, though. EU, no, it gets it to Brock for the trade.
So important for the last 2 players to play aggressively inside the spawn side, but there's another fault line coming out of Brock.
C's up.
C's onto the ground here, or at least a haunt about to come out as well for Ethan. This could be everything for him right now as the spike's not planted for him. The tap. ADS. First headshot there onto John Cutie, looking for the Red Bull clutch, and he's gonna get it!
Did they really think they could scare me?
Needed everyone! Literally down to the last drop. Oh my gosh, Ethan cold as ice on that round. Had to decide. That's almost not one of the toughest 50-50 angles, right? But he cuts it on default, so he doesn't have to swing left or right as far, and does force a forward position on his next kill. You can't wait for somebody to come to you in that situation, so it was great on him to push forward and tempt the first frag, because eventually at that point, you're going to find yourself a 1v1, and he did just that. Like you said, much needed that round. Energy gets a bit of life and more energy on their side here, Vans. We see this fault line continuously coming through, trying to disrupt things to start off.
New just avoided all that utility to be able to get that first and second kill with the operator. At least the ult from this agent. Dropping that spike, continue to move forward, and he's just going to hold W. He's feeling that confidence. A flash to Prowler, the spray. He's trying to get that shot onto Ethan, but it doesn't work out. No trade-off from John Cutie, though, as Texas trying to go to lurk towards the mid side. Waited and greeted by Brock. Last two players are Ethan and EU, and Ethan is hurting badly into this round.
Seems like they're trying to rotate Brock around so he can answer anything that Energy has here, but they should, again, have this kind of creep. No. Oh, John Cutie's waiting there. He's going to be able to call this one. And just one. Ethan stays alive. He does not get grazed. Instant nightfall.
Last player standing.
Even an easy kill onto EU. Now Ethan's at 1 HP as he gets decayed by that hit. An easy swing for John Cutie, and Ghost are at match point.
Match point.
Ghost on the Haven. Energy decide to pull out that Yoru. It does not seem to have played the way that they wanted. Maybe there's a lot that they wanted to do, but Ghost's speed, there's anything you can speculate on here. But it does, the defensive side, we saw that potential of just being able to transition the map, along with Chamber as well. But Ghost wasn't just hitting one site. They were getting those transitions of Energy out, kind of feeling like they might happen, and then re-hitting, kind of with a second wave. Here, Energy look to keep themselves in this. Get out, and that's going to be an easy ultimate from Yoru to stay safe. Sam's still in there.
Dimensional drift to get information, trying to use so much utility into the site. It allows for himself to get a kill, and 4, actually Energy to get into the site. As they hear the TP back towards the mid side, they know this lurk should be coming soon. Rolling Thunder on the defense. Nightfall coming out from the attack. It's the upside down world, but it's still going to be a nightmare for Energy to try to hold that site. The last person to go is Sam at 8 HP, and they're just going to go for that defuse. They swing out. He's flash. He's trying to counter flash of his own. Brock gets the kill, and that's a convincing map for Ghost, winning this first one 13.